Success always hugs you in private, but failure slaps you in the public. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the second part of third chapter, Laws of Motion. Today, let us study one of the important topic, Newton's first law of motion. From our daily experience, we know that if you want to move a body, you have to apply force. And if you want to stop a moving body, you have to apply a force. If you kick a ball will move and after few seconds it will stop. So, if you want to move the ball continuously, you have to keep on exerting force on it. Every scientist before Galileo thought so. But Galileo did not approve this. From his experiments, he found out that no force is needed to continue the motion of a moving body. That means, if a body is set to motion, it will continue to move even without applying a force, provided that there is no other force such as friction, gravity, etc. So, according to Galileo, a body continues to be in the state of rest or in the state of uniform motion unless an external force applied on it. This is called the Galileo's law of inertia. Galileo stated 2 points. Number 1, if a body is at rest, it remains at rest unless a force is applied on it. Number 2, if a body is moving, it will continue to move with the same speed in the same direction unless a force is applied on it. These observations Sir Isaac Newton put in the form of a law, and that law is called as Newton's first law of motion. According to Newton's first law of motion, if a body is in the state of rest, it will remain in the state of rest, and if it is in the state of motion, it will remain moving in the same direction with the same speed unless an external force is applied on it. This law can be break into 2 parts and can be understood as follows. Number 1, definition of inertia, and number 2, definition of force. Number 1, definition of inertia. In the first part, Newton's first law gives the definition of inertia, according to which an object cannot change its state by itself. That means if a body is at rest, it will be at rest forever. And if it is in motion, it will continue to move with the same speed and in the same direction. For example, book lying on a table will remain in the state of rest, or a ball rolling on a horizontal plane, if force of friction and force due to gravity does not act, it will continue to move. So let us define inertia as the property of an object by virtue of which it tends to retain its state of rest or of motion is called as inertia. This is the inherent property of every object. That means, if we forcefully change the state of rest, it will try to be at rest. And if a body is in motion and we forcefully try to stop it, it will try to continue its motion. Let us study more about inertia after studying the definition of force. Now, the second part of Newton's first law, definition of force. Second part gives a clear-cut idea about the first part. We know in first part we see that a body which is at rest will continue to be at rest, and a body which moves will continue to move. If we want to move a still body, we have to apply a force. and if we want to stop a moving body, we have to apply a force. So, force is that external cause which can move a stationary object or which can change the state of motion of a moving object. In other words, we can define force as follows. Force is that external cause which tends to change the state of rest or the state of motion of an object. Please note some of the important points. Number 1, force is a vector quantity. That means it has both magnitude and a direction. Number 2, the sum of two equal and opposite forces is 0. Number 3, a body acted upon by several forces can also have total force is equal to 0. Now let us study the relation between mass and inertia. This is very important topic and usually comes for examinations. Very simple. Mass and inertia are directly proportional. That means more the mass, more is the inertia. For example, if you push a rectangular block which is light and is at rest, you can move it by applying lesser force, because lesser the mass, less is the inertia. But if you try to push a heavy ball that is at rest, it will not move, because more is the mass, more is the inertia. Now let us study the different types of inertia. There are two types. Number 1, inertia of rest, and number 2, inertia of motion. Number 1, inertia of rest. If a body is at rest, it will remain at rest unless an external force is applied to change its state of rest. This property is called as inertia of rest. Let us take few examples. Number 1, coin placed on a cardboard above a tumbler or a glass. We can see that glass, cardboard and coin, all the three are at state of rest. Now if we apply force on the cardboard as a pull, then suddenly cardboard moves, but the coin which was at rest and due to inertia of rest falls on the tumbler. Let us take another example. If you are sitting on a car or a bus or a train, and if that vehicle suddenly moves, you will tend to move backwards, because your entire body was initially at rest. Your lower body, which was in contact with the vehicle, start moving with the vehicle, but upper part of your body, due to inertia of rest, try to be at rest and moves back. There are few more examples in your textbook. Please read it and understand them. Now let us study inertia of motion. If a body is in motion, it will continue to be in the state of motion with the same speed in the same direction in a straight line, unless an external force is applied on it to change its state. For example, if you ride a cycle and if you stop pedaling it, the cycle will continue to move due to inertia of motion. Now second example, when a passenger jumps out of a moving train, he falls down, because when he is in a moving train, his entire body along with the train is in motion. When he jumps out, suddenly his legs comes to a stop, but body due to inertia of motion is at motion and falls down. Now the third example, an athlete takes a long run before long jump. While doing so, athlete is making his body in the state of motion, that is inertia of motion. So As he is in inertia of motion, it is easy to take a long jump. Please read and understand the remaining examples from the textbook. So that is the end of today's class. Nothing is permanent. Don't stress yourself too much, because no matter how bad the situation is, it will change. With this thought, let me conclude. Thank you. Have a great day. May God bless you all.